Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay, Kings. It's a bonus. Setting the record for consecutive double doubles. Wow. All right. I've been gone for a minute. Sorry, y'all. There was a wedding in the family. Was away for the weekend. Just now collecting myself. So um it seems like it's been a minute. I've literally missed 3 games. And today I'm supposed to be doing the Philadelphia game that the Kings just won, but I'm here now. And while I was gone, the Kings went 3-1 and they beat the Philadelphia 76ers. This is all really great. 4-1, okay? We could be mad about the Washington Wizards loss, but in the past 5 games, the Kings are 4-1. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Did you see that? Did you see Domantas Sabonis with another triple-double versus the 76ers? You're going to tell me he's not a freaking all-star? What's wrong with y'all? I guess it's old now. I should let it go, but y'all missed one with that. How did y'all miss Sabonis not being an all-star? In Sacramento, the Kings defeat the Philadelphia 76ers 108-96, bringing their current record to 42-29. The Philadelphia 76ers are now 39-33, and currently with the Phoenix Suns losing to the San Antonio Spurs by a last-second shot, the Kings are now back in 6th place out of that 7th place rut they were in. They are tied record-wise with the Dallas Mavericks, and they play the Dallas Mavericks twice this week on Tuesday and Friday. Craziness right there. So if that's not going to seem like a playoff series, I don't know what is. These two teams are going to be fighting for their right to be in 6th place and maybe even catch up to the Clippers if possible. And the Suns, honestly, are right there with just one more loss. And another crazy thing to note is the Houston Rockets have jumped up in the standings, winning 9 games in a row, 9-1 in the last 10 games. And they are now over 500 and about to catch the Warriors for the 10th spot. Wouldn't that be something? Today is March 26, 2024. I really appreciate you joining me. I've been gone for a second. I'm going to go over the 3-1 road trip really quick, and then I'm going to briefly go over the Philadelphia 76 win, which is all great news for the Kings. Y'all back? We back. Y'all back? We definitely back. And thanks for joining me. I appreciate you being here. What's going on, YouTube? And what's going on with all my folks out there? And all you Kings fans. It's your guy, Jay Woods, aka Shy the Man. And I'm back at you with another episode of the Kings Morning After. Midday Cup of Joe with Jay.
I love it.
And you know what day it is. And you know what day it is. Yeah. It's Taco Tuesday.
What is it? Taco
Yeah. Taco Tuesday, I got the cheese, she tasting the
Taco Tuesday.
big old the plug Guadalupe.
Good cup of Joe today. Ooh, yeah. Perfect temperature. Nice and strong, just how I like it. Oh, yeah. My cup of Joe is. So, kind of like I was saying earlier, I missed out on a few of the games. I didn't get to do a review on a few of the games. But on that road trip, the Kings went 2-1. I'm not mad at that. Before the road trip, I was saying Oh yeah, go 3-0. 3-0. They need to go 3-0. I mean, it's the NBA. And honestly, it's almost like any given Sunday, just like in the NFL. You can be beat by any team. They're all NBA players. And with injuries and different things going on with each team, I mean, a team could come in there and beat you. So the Kings needed to play hard. They're on the road, so it was going to be hard to win all 3 games, honestly. But 2-1, I'll take it. Then they come home, handle business against a team that's missing Joel Embiid, which to me equals a team they should beat. So they came in, handled business, and in the past 4 games, they're 3-1. Can't complain about that. This race, this Western Conference race is kind of crazy. This Western Conference race is kind of crazy currently. A win can drop you. A win could raise you 2 games. A loss could drop you 2 games, as we saw with the Suns, who were just in 6th place a day ago. The Kings were in 7th place a day ago. So it's too close for comfort for me. The Kings need to keep winning. They need to look like some of these other teams, like the Nuggets, the Mavericks, who are on a 4-game win streak right now. And the Rockets, who are on a 9-game win streak. Kings need to string together a few more victories, be a little bit more consistent with their play, especially at the end of quarters and at the end of halves. The Kings haven't beat the 76ers. It was like 9-10 games or something like that. So it feels good that the Kings were able to battle out a win at home. They didn't let this team come in and punk them. You know, it's one of those Eastern Conference teams that tries to be physical, play a lot of defense. But without Joel Embiid, they really just didn't look like they had a chance. So we'll take the victory. The Kings are 3-1 the past 4 games. I'm not mad at that either. That's my cup of Joe. 1 creamer, no sugar. Quick stats. Oh man, in my hiatus, I missed out on reviewing this Raptors game with y'all. It really didn't need to be reviewed. The Kings smoked the Raptors 123-89. It was a wonderful game. It was good to see the Kings just kind of just dominate on a team that they should beat. The Kings couldn't really hang with the Wizards. Watching that game all game, the Kings just kind of really struggled to score at times. We're missing a lot of shots that were really off during that game. So it really felt like the Kings had a hard time against the Wizards D watching that game. For the Kings only score 102, I mean, that says a lot. That kind of tells the story. They weren't able to score at their normal efficiency. They weren't hitting shots. I don't know if it was just bad shooting night, tired legs. It was on the second night of a back-to-back on the road, which is always difficult for teams. So it is what it is. They lost to the Warriors. Big deal, because they came back and fought it out with the Magic on the Saturday game and beat the Magic 109-107. And that game was also pretty close, kind of back and forth the whole game. But at the end of the game, the Kings were able to play enough defense to go ahead and pass up the young Magic team. And even in that game, they didn't score their normal scoring average, but they were able to muscle out the win in the end. So I'm okay with it. The 76ers last night were led by their young star, Tyrese Maxey. They lost to Harden and gained to Maxey. Second leading scorer was Tobias Harris with 12 points. Third leading scorer was DJ Wilson and Council off the bench. Nobody else really scored too much. Batum had a 0-point game. Laurie only scored 3. Mobama only 5. So they didn't do too great scoring. Guys off the bench had more scoring than their starters. Leading rebounder was Tobias Harris with 8. And not too many assists for that team. Campaign off the bench with 6 assists. And for the Sacramento Kings, Keegan Murray with the big 23 points. De'Aaron Fox also with 23 points. Davion Mitchell off the bench with 18 points. Good on Davion Mitchell. He got off the bench and got to score some points. I'm sure that felt good for him. And our captain, Domantas Sabonis, with another triple-double and another double-double game, holding it down for us, holding it down for the Kings as he always does. 11 points, 10 assists, and 13 big rebounds. The leader in assists and rebounds for the game. Our dog, Malik Monk, with 11 points. And Alex Lynn and Chris Duarte actually got in the game. That's 7-4. Team stats, neither team shot super great. I mean, 44 and 41, kind of low. 3-point percentage, the Kings were horrible with 26%, 10 of 38. Sixers got one more three than them. They didn't shoot that great. They shot okay, 32%, kind of average, below average. Free throws, both teams right around 80%. 76ers 85, Kings 78%. Rest of the stats pretty much even. The game was semi-close for the most part, most of the game. The Kings were able to close out the first half with leading. 76ers had a big fourth quarter, but it wasn't enough to defeat the Kings last night. Eye test. Yeah, eye test. Eye test. Eye test. I'm going to give the Kings an eye test. So as we saw with the stats, Keegan Murray had a great game, 23 points. He scored like 17 points in the first quarter. He started going off in the first quarter. I thought he was going to get one of those big 35, 40-point games, but he ended up with 23, which is good also. Harrison Barnes, only 6 points. Domantas Sabonis, 11. Keon Ellis had 5, but he was out there doing his defensive thing out there. And the Kings were able to pull this one out. They didn't let a team come in there and punk them, so that's great. The substitutions look good. They look like pretty much how the Mike Brown has been substituting lately. Brought Lynn in for a little while. Lynn came in, got some blocks, played some great defense. Chris Duarte got a little time, and Davion Mitchell scored some points. So my eye test is that the Kings look decent. They looked decent last night. At one point, they were winning by 20 points in the fourth. So they were only able to close out the game by 12 points at the very end. But hey, they were dominating the 76ers at one point, and they were able to close the game out for the victory. So good on the Kings. Good on the guys that come off the bench. Davion Mitchell getting some good points and some good playing time. And the Kings just looking really cohesive. It looked like a normal Kings game where they can pretty much overwhelm another team offensively and then close out the game at the end. Playing a lot of two-man game. De'Aaron Fox driving to the basket, kicking out. So that's my eye test. Bottom line, the Kings morning after. Bottom line. Today's bottom line is Kings got the victory against an East Coast team, which is great. They went 2-1 on the road trip, which is great against all Eastern Conference teams. But now it's time to come home. It's time to come home for a few games. They played one in Philly. They played one at home against Philly. They got 3 more home games on this homestand, and 2 of them are versus Dallas, and 1 is against Utah. So they need to go ahead and go against these teams, take them seriously. No lackadaisical starts, no slow starts. Go out, take every team seriously. Obviously, they're fighting with this team right now who has the same record as them currently and is fighting for the exact same spot. I would hope that the Kings would know to come out here and play very seriously. Don't take anything for granted. And I mean, they've already beaten Dallas Mavericks twice, so they should have some good confidence going into the game. And this is one of those teams, to me, I feel like they need to come out to a fast start, come out really strong and aggressive against them, play super aggressive on D in the second quarter, close out the half, and then don't let up in the third. Basically, put their foot on their neck from the beginning and hold it there the whole game, and don't let them up. Don't give them any chance. And they have 2 really good players, 2 superstars on their team. They just need to make sure somebody stays in front of Luka and somebody stays in front of Kyrie. Luka, is a little easier to stay in front of, although he can get to the basket as well. They just need to guard him up close and don't let him shoot threes from wherever he wants to. And they can't let Kyrie cook as well. So that's my bottom line. Kings need to just go ahead and keep winning these games that they're winning. And they need to hold it down against this little West Coast stance that they have, this West Coast run of games that they have at home. That's my bottom line. Next up, just like I was saying, next up they have Dallas next. Tuesday, March 26th, in Sacramento. The Kings will be facing the Dallas Mavericks at 7 p.m. Be there or be square. And also like the video and subscribe so that you can get a notification when I do a review the next game. I'll review this game, and as usual, I'll come out with a review after the game, the next day after the game. So go ahead and subscribe. Help the channel out and subscribe. Betting line. So the betting line for tonight's game is -2.5. So the odds makers think that the Kings might win by around 2 points. If you think the Kings could win by 3, you would bet on the Kings. If you do a straight money bet, the odds are pretty much in the Kings' favor. It's such a close spread. If you think the Mavericks are going to win or the Kings will win by only 2 points or fewer, then you would pick the Mavericks on this bet. So, hey, what do you guys think? Make a bet. Use the link below. I use BetUs. It's a great site, sports betting anywhere. I'm in California, and I use this app. It's a great app. Use the link below. It helps the channel. Thanks. All right, I got a question for y'all. How do you guys feel after the 2-1 road trip and the victory over the 76ers? Do you think the Kings are going to be able to stay at 6? How much fluctuation do you think there's going to be? Where do you think the Kings are going to end up? How are you feeling about their race right now? Comment below. Also, how do you feel about them playing the Dallas Mavericks twice in a row when they're exactly with the same record? Like, how does that even happen? Like, is that scripted or what? Comment below. Also, guys, please like this video. If you're still watching, please like the video. I must have entertained you somehow. You must have liked one of my takes at some point. Go ahead, like the video. Help me kick the algorithm's ass. Also, if you like talking Kings, hearing Kings news, hearing anything about the Kings at all, NBA, basketball talk, subscribe. I invite you to subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm new, but my channel is growing. And pretty soon we're going to do some really fun stuff, some live game viewing and some live chat and things like that. So you're going to want to be there for that. Go ahead and subscribe. Or if you just want to watch King stuff, I ask you to subscribe as well. And if you can, share the content. Say, hey, this is a new guy out here, a new Sacramento Kings guy. Check him out. Check out his podcast. Check out his vlog, whatever. Or if you think I'm trash, say that. I don't care. Just share the content. I appreciate it. And make a comment. It helps the channel. Hey, and I got a motivational quote from you guys. I found this quote doing some research on the internet. In other words, I Googled it. This quote is from Audrey Hepburn, of all people. Nothing is impossible. The word itself actually reads, I'm possible. I love it. Great quote from Audrey Hepburn. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. Thank you for that, Audrey Hepburn. Thank you for the motivational quote for the day. As always, I want to say thank you for joining me. I appreciate you being here. That's pretty much all that I have for you guys for today. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. And hopefully you'll come back tomorrow for the next episode of the King's Morning Aft. Midday Cup of Joe with Jay. There's the J. Yeah. And with that, I'm out. But before you go, check out my moves. It's good.